So, I am now on season 2 of The Boys, and it is wow. So, it starts off with the funeral translucent, and we have Starlight singing a song, but she didn't really believe in any of it because she didn't know how much of a dickhead translucent was. So, yeah. And then we go over to more, showing that Homelander has now taken over everything now that he's killed the main boss. Other than the boss, like the huge big boss, who's played by the same guy who plays Gus in Breaking Bad, which is kind of cool. And I just started watching Breaking Bad too, which is another reason why this one's been taking so long, and it's probably going to not be out for a while. But yeah, it's really it starts with a bang, like the funeral, and then we cut over to shoot, what's the fish guy's name? The Deep. There we go, the Deep. And we see he's really depressed, drinking his emotions away, and he gets arrested at a water park for being a jackass at the water park. The water's so fun. This is not fun. Like spraying the kids with the water. I mean, it's gonna hurt him, but I mean, he's being a creepy jackass in the middle of a children's water park. So, he gets arrested, and then another hero who went through a lot of same stuff he did supposedly, um, comes to come and help him. So that's about all we get from this. We also see Huey and all them are living underneath a gun ring cellar. And that gets tipped over, and then they figure, okay, this is starting to crack open. Supers are starting to come, and that's how the gun ring was caught. They're getting too close to us. Even though that wasn't for us, they're getting too close to us. So they go into Billy Butcher's friend. Her head gets blown off. Is just gone, and so they start freaking out, and they actually call Billy. And that's where it leaves off. Now they're back on the hunt for all the different supers. Billy's probably even more mad now that we know that Homelander had a kid with Billy's wife. Also, Homelander goes over to check on his son with Billy's wife. So yeah, overall, pretty eventful episode. A good like. All right, let's start putting on the gas pedal and get to the action again. Also we get Black Noir hunting down a bunch of terrorists in the beginning, and there was one scene where through the whole jaw, and that was boy, that was something. But yeah, it's pretty good first episode, and yeah, can't wait for the next. So I just got through episode 3, season 2 of Breaking Bad. Sorry, I just saw Breaking Bad on the screen. I've been watching that too, but I mean, oops, sorry. God, of The Boys. Sorry, there's been a lot of shows I've been watching at once, and I don't know why I said that. Anyway, it starts off with Compound V being released into the public and people knowing, what Compound V is and what it does. It sounded like I said B, but I said V, like Venom V, Venom. So, and then they end up end up solving the Deep's arc whenever they call him to go get the super terrorist, which happens to be Kamiko's brother, and the boys are taking him to the government so they can get all the stuff they need. Billy Witcher wants his wife, everybody else kind of just wants their names cleared and to be free. Huey is he's he's not doing too well, nor is the rest of the team. He's starting to get starting to feel bad. The scene you really see it the most in is whenever they crash a boat through a whale, completely through the whale. that kind of stuff is like slowly phasing less and less, but it's still enough of a shock to go, oh god. But yeah, so that was certainly something. Uh, then we have uh, Homelander trying to have Starlight kill Huey, but Billy the Butcher saves them. But they have to go chase Kamiko's brother because he runs away during this whole thing. So yeah, and then the new member of the Seven kills Kamiko's brother. Yeah, she just kills him, and so she has a vendetta against her now. So I'm saying so a lot. Sorry. And the new member, Lightning something, she's worse than Homelander. She's straight up racist. She called her brother yellow. Oh god, that made me drop my jaw. Not her. Oh, she also threw a person and caved their skull in with their own fridge, even though they're an innocent bystander. That didn't make me drop my jaw as much as the calling the brother yellow thing. Yikes. Overall, interesting episode though. It's definitely something, and can't wait to see what goes on next, especially since everything's kind of hit the fan at this point. So we're halfway through the second season of The Boys. Um, this episode starts off with, strangely enough, like the Deep trying to find a wife. It's revealed later, but it's just like interviews of what you do for a loved one. I think. I don't know, it's weird. And then we cut over to the Kamiko and Frenchie. Frenchie's doing some coke. Kamiko is, you know, still crying. She's crying under the table after her brother's death, which makes sense. He tries to comfort her, and she choke slams him, so he runs off to his ex. And, they do the horizontal mambo, and then so yeah, then we get an explanation of where his flaws are, and so he tries to go correct those and help her, like when she's about to go kill. What we find out later in the episode is Liberty, but yeah, she's the new one that she's just all sorts of racist. She's just racist. It's ugly, ugly. We also find out that Homelander has a secret camp that he has the shapeshifter form into the person he killed, and motherly. Ooh, ooh, God, all sorts of nasty. Ugh, on a lot of levels. Good God. But yeah. We also have when we have Homelander nearly killing Starlight. Then she goes with Huey and Mother's Milk to meet up with everybody else, except for Butcher. Butcher's going and saving his wife and the kid, but his wife is afraid that he's going to kill the kid because he's super. And so she leaves him, and now who knows where this guy's going to go after this, because that was his one goal, that was his one purpose, and now it's gone. So yeah. Then, yeah, I don't know. So I'm just sort of rambling, but it was really good. It felt like it was all tied together through relationships. It's weird, but it was a really nicely built and written episode. Wouldn't quite say it's my favorite out of the season so far, but it was really good. So I just got done watching the fourth episode of The Boys, and by God, this one's a doozy. It starts off with Homelander making a huge campaign about Maeve being, well, they say gay and lesbian, but she's really bisexual, and they have a whole talk about that in the episode. It, but and he's doing this to show his power, his threat, his menace. But then a campaign group gets the better of him. He wants to laser them all. He doesn't, and that's the one they show in most of the trailers with him like just mowing down all the crowd. And it's quite something. But he doesn't, and he breaks down, and then goes to well, I mean, Lightning Lady or something like that. But she's really Liberty. She's really old. Really, I mean, if the whole Liberty thing is true, I mean, so far I'm inclined to believe it. I mean, superior media, it doesn't surprise me so much. Reverse aging, okay, makes sense to me. And she's just about as bigoted. She even goes up to A Train, and she doesn't directly say it, but you know what she means. Yeah. We also get more of the Deep's wedding and marriage and all that. So that was interesting. I enjoyed that part. And Maeve makes a deal with the Deep to try to get rid of Homelander, but yeah, we don't know where that goes yet. Then we have Frenchie and Kamiko. There we go. Frenchie and Kamiko. Kamiko is just going on a killing rampage. She's just going on a killing rampage. Granted, they're mobsters she killed. Good God, I mean, you ripped one of the guy's face, just slowly ripped it off. Like a band-aid, slowly. Just nasty. Good effects, though. By God, I don't know how the effects team sleeps. I don't know a lot of effects team sleeps. But yeah. Wow. And they actually have a lot of good jokes in this one. I don't want to spoil too many of them. A lot of them have to do with Butcher's dog, because Butcher goes back to his aunt's, who happens to be a, well, I'm not going to spoil that punchline, so this is good. There's a lot of really good jokes over with Butcher's aunt, and that was awesome. She was a cool character. She gives a little more insight and ability, and that's it was nice. It's probably my favorite part of the episode. And then at the end, Liberty and Homelander. Well, let's just say they probably don't hate each other anymore, or if they do, that's some really strong hate. But yeah, so episode 5 so far my favorite. It's good, really good. A lot of new characters, a lot of depth in the previous ones, and really interesting. So I just got through watching episode 6, season 2 of The Boys. It was, by God, this series is getting better and better and better. It showcases Frenchie and his past. That he was a stranded man who just fell into New York with nobody, and fell in love with the Golden Girls, which I thought was pretty funny. And so he has his roommates. One of them who we later find out ODs during the night when he goes to catch Lamplighter, who is the hero he's most traumatized by since he burnt several children alive. We later find out that was unintentional, and he was trying to get to the person who was blackmailing him. But by the time he found out it wasn't the person, and it was just children, well, they were already up in flames, so there's not much he can do about it. He can only control flames, and you can't even exactly move flames. Once they're on an object, they're on an object. So, yeah. they find him working in a institution where Vought is testing Compound V on adults to try to stabilize it. I found that really interesting. He hates being there. He hates his job. He's just there to burn evidence, and in this case, most evidence is people. He lives with great trauma because of all this. There's also an inmate that he truly does like, I think. It's hard to tell. He seems to be one of the more genuinely good characters in this. Not that that says much in this one, but yeah. We also have, whenever all those inmates escape, one of them flings the van that Huey happens to be in around, and he gets a large thing stabbed in him. It's really in there. So they have to go steal a car because Starlight needs electricity to cauterize the wound, and also a car to get to the hospital because just cauterizing it won't really help it all that much. Then there is then there was Billy giving her approval after she kills the owner of this car, which we find out has a child through a car seat in the back. She feels great remorse over this, but she ultimately had no choice. It was either Huey dead or Huey, everybody, including her, dead because the guy had a gun. And even with her being a hero, a gun, the bullet to the brain will still kill her. So, yeah. And she hates the looks Billy gives her. It ultimately has a lot of character, and we get like how they both feel about Huey, and giving smaller details like children's shampoo and Axe body spray. It's sweet. It really is. We get more with Liberty and Homelander, who, if they weren't racist, fascist dictators, it'd be kind of sweet. But the fact that they are makes it even more terrifying. And they also have a fight which he blows up some roses he got for her and a whole trailer, and kind of goes nuts because she said she was going to a meeting. She was really going to the institution place. So yeah. But she reveals that she really, the whole, Liberty thing really is true. And the last member she had that was living was her daughter, who died at the age of 87. She was born in 1919 and was the wife of the original Vought. And he was a Nazi. They don't directly say it, but with how much Nazi apparel, he was, I'm pretty sure he was a Nazi, and especially the way she talks about superiority, it's quite frightening. Yeah, so they still are in a relationship together, and it ends on the thank you for being a friend song. Oh, and Lamplighter is taken to the boss who he was trying to kill, but his life is spared as he didn't know anything, and the worst punishment would be him living a life with him knowing everything he did and constantly torturing himself mentally every day. Ooh, hooray. Yeah, this show's real downer. Oh, there wasn't much in the way of gore except for the one vomit guy. Oh god, I forgot the let's just say stretchy lower appendage and uses it to strangle somebody. And we'll keep it at that. Also, there's a guy who does reptile vomit, or like Mortal Kombat reptile, and he pukes his own face off. Like he slips, pukes, and flies in the air and hits him back in the face, and his face is gone, just gone. So yeah, overall a really good episode, and can't wait to see what the next one holds. So I just got done watching The Boys, episode 7, and it starts off with a normal, just like regular average show, just looking at some memes, listening to some podcasts, all that. But it keeps pushing a subliminal message of be afraid, be aware. Be afraid, be aware. and we slowly see him snap. This is over the course of 5 days. Not that long at all, but it's pushed so heavily through the news, through media, through everything. He can't escape it. He can't escape it. Be afraid, super terrorist. Be afraid, super terrorist. Anyone could be a super terrorist if they look remotely foreign. Doesn't help the people pushing it are Nazis. I'm not even trying, like, they are Nazis. They don't say they are, but they're Nazis. Hell, the Stormfront, she's literally the wife of a Nazi. She looks really. It's explained in the other reviews and the other episodes. You know what, the whole situation with her by now if you've seen the series. Wow. And he goes up to this convenience store guy and kills him because he fears I see the light in your eye. You can see he is scared shitless. This poor fellow. Both of them, they're scared as all hell because panic and fear through the news does this. This show is really, really good. Like satire on companies and everything. This one has so far probably been like the oh hell, that's scarily real. I know a lot of it's like that, but this one really was like that. And this is all just the intro. Then it cuts over to Huey and the rest of the boys having Lamplighter testify. Yeah, Starlight gets captured because her mother ends up revealing her location, and Black Noir beats the holy hell out of her multiple times in this episode. It's shocking. It turns out he's allergic to almonds. He's just allergic to almonds. That was his weakness. It was both comical. Oh man, it's just pretty comical. But yeah, and but the lamplighter lights himself on fire. He commits suicide. I mean, he did it so. Well, I don't even think he knew her. Well, they were watching, let's just say, some less than stellar videos about her, so maybe he knows her powers. And I guess she's a public figure, which her movie showcase her powers. I don't know. I guess maybe he did it so the lights would trigger so she could use the lights as energy for her powers and escape herself, but why not just... I don't know. I mean, he was a really, really depressed guy and thought he would die no matter what. And he was right. He was right. Because they take... Butcher finds the creator of Homelander, blackmails him using his family as a bargaining chip. Well, bargaining is not the right word, but yeah, he uses them as a poker chip in his favor. I don't know the exact term, but anyway, yeah, wow. And then everybody's heads blow off. Their heads are gone. The same thing that happened earlier in the season, except in mass. We don't know why. We don't know how. But it happens again in the middle of court on live TV. And the episode ends with that. By God. It was a hell of an episode. Oh, we also get the Hawkeye stand-in being blackmailed by the church because he said something less than stellar. Didn't exactly explain much other than that, other than the fact they're blackmailing him with some videos of him and his wife. Yeah. It is hard to say a lot of what goes on in the show on YouTube. I'll tell you that much. I want to do a review of Little Nicky, but not Little Nicky. Sorry, I will be doing a Little Nicky review. Re-review, but I'll be doing that and a lot others soon for Halloween. Because this will be posted before then. I only have one more episode to go. So this will be out soon. Well, no, I don't know. It'll, if you're watching it, it's out. I'll put it that way. And the Halloween stuff will probably happen soon after this. But yeah, that's my boy. Anywho, that part drug on, but it's a really good episode. Point being, I know that's gonna it's gonna feel weird when it's cut. But stay tuned, please. So I just got through with the finale of season 2. Wow. It starts off with it starts off with shoot, sorry. It starts off with I think Homelander. No, wait. Shit. I'm trying to remember, what does it start off with? Damn, I just got through watching it. Just got through watching it. I don't know. The main things that really happen in the finale are we have Maeve and all the females. They're sick of they're sick of they're sick of Stormfront and her Nazi ways. Oh, A-Train delivers the photographs that show she was a Nazi and married to a Nazi, and so the internet backfires on her. Hooray! Because most of the internet didn't like Nazis. I won't pretend that there isn't a small section, but in this show, yeah, most of them hate her after this fact. Once again, still most. So, yeah. And then the boys go and they try to get Ryan, Butcher's wife's son, and so that's the whole plan. And Ryan, well, he doesn't kill Stormfront. She's still alive, sort of. She has no arms, legs, and half her face is gone. At least for the time being, because we do know that she has some sort of healing abilities. How far that extends, we have no clue. And so Queen Maeve, she has the blackmail video, and she's like, if you don't let Butcher and everyone go, the video is going public, and because of his ego and because of his whole thing with public image, he lets everybody go. He lets Starlight, come join the Seven, and Huey and Starlight finally start officially dating, and yeah, it's actually fairly sweet, a lot of it. And we find out who the person who's been blowing up people's heads is. It's the senator. Well, now senator. Yeah, interesting. Huey gets a job with her, so can't wait to see where that goes. It wraps up everything really well and has a nice happy tone up until that point. Yeah, what is his name? The Deep feels betrayed over all this, and I mean, hell, he went through hell in a handbasket. There's a pretty good joke about Fresca there. Yeah, it was a really good finale. I'm sorry I'm not remembering a lot of the middle and beginning. But it wraps everything up really nicely, though. Oh, Butcher actually does seem to genuinely care for the boy. He's still afraid of him, but he seems to be overcoming his, grudge against Soups with, Queen Maeve and Starlight helping. It seems to have softened him up a bit. Not a lot, just a bit. Oh, in the previous episode, we learned that Butcher's father abused him and blames him for his brother's death. I didn't mention that last time, but yeah. The second season was really good. Yeah. I'm mumbling a lot here, so sorry. Definitely gonna check out season 3 and definitely gonna do a review of it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this in-depth, well, not really even in-depth, but just look at the second season of The Boys. I'm gonna be doing this with TV shows from now on, so yeah. Makes it a lot easier and makes videos a little longer on my end, so yeah.